Next, connect to the Redbird Navigator Wi-Fi network and then enter browser sim.redbirdflight.com. Log in with your pilot key PIN and go to Sim Management and check the Hobbs time on the sim. Make sure it matches the SLOsim logbook. Okay, the sim is operating and now we need a scenario. We can go to free flight and start, let's say, SBP and load that in. Load in dusk and load in 1 mile for instrument students to start with. Instead of messing around with clouds, it's much easier and more effective, efficient. And we'll go ahead and start the flight. On the start screen, we want to see that the simulation engine is started. So there are 3 things at the top, the simulation status. We need 3 green check boxes, check marks, and then we're really good to go. We have other ways to load scenarios. We're going to cover that in just a minute. So this is, and as soon as you see the instructor station is on screen right now, we're good to go. That's it. At the instructor station, you can go to the Maps tab, and you'll see that you're at KSVP on runway 29, facing 290 degrees. Great. Back in the sim, it's the pause button that unpauses the simulator on initial startup. And now we're good to go. We have the engine running, we have the avionics on. Even if the engine mags were on and the avionics master switch is on, it's not on until you unpause the sim initially, and now you're good to go. And this is true even if you start in flight. The engine won't be functioning correctly until you unpause the sim and have the throttle all the way in and all the way out to calibrate the throttle computer. The basic page on the weather tab gives us a one-click access to different weather conditions. Makes it really easy to run different scenarios. And you'll see in the upper left-hand corner above the basic what the actual weather is and what you would hear on the ATIS if you tuned it in. And so how it changes with each selection there. You can go through the selections. Nothing's going to happen until you push the apply button, and that's it. The failure panel is a fantastic function of the simulator. It allows you to do so much that you won't do in an airplane. We can start with popping the circuit breakers from the instructor's panel. It's just select the circuit breaker to pop, and it physically moves and makes a sound just like in the airplane. And you can reset them from the instructor station, but you need to physically reset them in the cockpit if you're to do those procedures. We can select failures by selecting the item and just clicking on it. We can deselect the failure by clicking it again. We can also use a trigger menu, like on the heading here. In 1 minute, the heading will fail, and the instructor station keeps the instructor in the loop that the trigger is set up, because if you did it 15 minutes ago, you may have forgotten. The weight and balance page can be used to simulate low fuel condition. Also, double check that the airplane is balanced on the longitudinal axis, that the airplane doesn't want to roll. The student has to hold aileron just to go straight ahead. You can adjust the time of day. Where the sun and the moon is be exact for that time of day. Dusk is a good one to use in the sim. Yeah, reality mode is a great mode. We can enter the orbit mode and control the position of the aircraft laterally, longitudinally, vertically, and we can also do the rate at which we move the simulator. It's great for repositioning. It's great for practicing alignment to runways and seeing a good view for primary students, certainly, of lining up on a runway. Back at dispatch page, we can look at different scenarios that are available. There are many. The green scenarios are the GIFT program, GIFT program, and they require a license. Everything else is available to everyone. On the dispatch sheet at the top, there's the input line for a filter. Let's say you want to have all the scenarios that are related to Morro Bay VOR. Just type in MQO and you see what you have there. Let the selected scenario load, and then the instructor station show, and you can see where you are on the map page. To shut down the CPU, push the power icon in the upper right hand corner and the shutdown button.